Hello, hello, hello. Thank you so much for tuning in to 5 Minutes with Shavannah Speaks More, your place for 5 minutes more of all things personal development and lifestyle. So today I want to talk to you all about the 5 signs to know that it is time for a change. We, a lot of the times, don't like change. When we hear the word change, we run. When things start to change in our lives and our circles, we kind of steer away from it, right? Or we fear change. So I just want to share with you all 5 tips to know, or 5 signs to know that it is time for a change, okay? So the first thing is, everything just seems to be falling apart around you. I mean, like, as soon as you take 1 step forward, you have to take 3 steps back. Like, nothing is going right in your life, and you're like, what is really going on here, okay? It's time for a change, okay? Number 2 is you just don't feel good about it. So whatever it is that you're doing or you're intending to do and you just don't feel good, it's probably time for a change. You're supposed to feel good. If you're doing something that you're supposed to be doing and you're in alignment with where you're supposed to be going, you're going to feel good about it, okay? So if you don't feel good and you just feel like this void feeling and there's just something more that's pulling you, then it's time for a change. Number 3 is you're ignoring your intuition. Ladies, we are so good at this. It's ridiculous, okay? Have you ever had moments where you're around someone and you just knew something didn't feel right, but you just couldn't put your finger on it, right? Or let's say you're asked to go somewhere, or you do go somewhere. You know you're not supposed to be there. You know it doesn't feel right, but yet you do it anyway because you're trying to give people the benefit of the doubt, or whatever the reason is that you just ignored your intuition and you just went along anyway, and then you get yourself in some mess later on down the line, whether it's a bad business relationship, a bad relationship, or whatever, but you felt in your heart already that you were not supposed to do that, right? It's time for a change. Number 4 is you start to lie to yourself. We tell ourselves these lies that we're not good enough, we're not qualified enough, right? Because we don't have a degree in this, then we can't do that, or, whatever the case may be. You're too tall, you're too short, you're too big, you're too small. You start to tell yourself these lies that just are simply not true. So that's another sign that it is time for a change. And then the last thing I want to say is you just let minor things start to affect you. You just really start to, everything just really pushes your button, right? Everything. The grocery store, somebody coughs in the grocery store and you're like, oh my gosh, they couldn't cover their mouth, or someone cuts you off in line, or, anything, literally anything. It's time for a change, okay? So what I want you to do today is I want to give you a few action steps to take, because if any of these apply to you, then it's time for a change. And I want you to be still. I need you to get still. If you have children and you don't have any support or any help, and it's just almost impossible for you to have a moment to yourself, I need you to find someone to watch your kids. I need you to get yourself a hotel room, even if it's just for a day, and get still. Or take a vacation. Or if you just possibly can't do that at all, it's just no way you can do that right now, whether it's financially or you just don't have the time, or whatever the case may be, I need you to either get up early in the morning or go to bed later at night. At some point you have to get still, okay? That's number 1. Number 2 is when you're in this still place, I need you to really assess what is really going on in your life right now. What is really going on in your life? What is falling apart? Is it your finances? Is it your relationship? What is it? What is it you? Right? I really need you to assess what's going wrong, and then I need you to think about all the things that are going right and write it out on a list. Write out what's wrong and write out everything that's going right, and I need you to direct and shift your energy towards the things that are going right in your life. So if your finances are falling apart but your relationship is amazing, focus more on your relationship, just so you can start to vibrate at a higher energy and get some of that positive energy. And then the more you're positive and you're in alignment with the vibration of what you desire to have, then you will start to attract more things. So more finances will begin to come. More things will start to happen positive, okay? And then the last thing I want you to do is, for the next 30 days, I need you to wake up every day and be intentional about your day. Write out how you want your life to go, how you want your day to go, and stick to that for the next 30 days. Whether it's, oh my gosh, today's going to be an amazing day, I'm going to land 2 clients today, or I'm going to be very productive at work, it's going to be an amazing day. Whatever you want your day and your life to look like, be intentional about that and write it out, okay? So those are my tips for you all on today. 5 signs on how to know when it's time for a change, okay? And then those are the action steps to begin to get yourself in the right direction of making sure that you make that change. It is your girl, Shavannah Speaks More. Thank you again for tuning in to 5 Minutes with Shavannah Speaks More, your place for all 5 minutes more of all things personal development and lifestyle. Until next time, smooches!